people around here saw our vehicle and us coming out and setting up here, there were already calls of Balaam coming around to check on the works that are already going. But of course, the excavation and the closure of particularly Benichwanka Street did start yesterday on 18th. And there are already works ongoing. Behind me, you can see excavators. Right now, there are not people doing the works, but of course, there are signs. Something has already been done. The excavation has already been done, an indication that works have begun. They have about 3 weeks, at least from the communication from KCCA, to finish these works. They are talking about excavation, rockfill, drainage works, taking place. Of course, they are saying that this is meant to address the issue of flooding ahead of the rains. Of course, there are signs that rains are going to be coming in already. It is already cold, and I can tell you that I am not sure that it will not rain today. That, of course, raises questions on how it will also affect the works should the rains begin, because, of course, we have had people always works on roads stalled because of the heavy rains that have always come during the rainy season. And of course, this is the season that they are trying to start the works. The congestion is on, I can tell you, but of course not as, Tracy, probably people thought it should be creating, given that, that the kids are in the holidays, and we know how traffic tends to reduce when the school-going children go back in holidays. But of course, KCC did indicate that there will be signs and, that the road is blocked. I haven't seen so many here, Tracy, because I have seen vehicles move down and others move up, and it had to be touts that were shouting at us and are telling us that the road is closed, that we should not be sloping. As we came from Tasakapel sloping down, or from Nakaselo Market sloping down, there were no indications that this side down the road is closed. So we had to move, and it had to be people now telling us the road is closed. But of course, we did end up where we are going. So it's few vehicles coming in from a different direction, and of course some getting here and they get shocked to know that the road is closed. For those of you that may not be conversant with Benichwanka Street, it is the road that moves from ShopRite and passes by the Old Tax Park, connects to Mini Price, and goes all the way to, of course, Arua Park, and of course continues. And at some point it connects to Bombo Road, and then you continue if you are, depending on where you are going. So the road works are on. I can tell you that Simon, even when it is about 8, though, you would assume that work should be going on. I think the people that are working on this project are yet to report to work, are yet to show up, but you don't know at the time they left here. So maybe they left late, and they will be coming back. You don't know at what time, but then they have already put here the machines, an indication that the works are already going on. The businesses around, I can see some small banks, microfinance bank around here, and other people that are selling different merchandise. You think it will be affected because the road is closed. Now it has to be people walking on their verandas, and of course those of people that cannot walk on that side have to move up to the Old Tax Park and find their way to where they are going. Certainly the businesses will be affected, but the question is whether these works will be done in 3 weeks, given the history of how Ugandan projects begin. A project that is meant to go for 3 weeks somehow ends up being done in 6 months. Whether that goes that side and people are already calling for Balaam, maybe Balaam will come around and supervise how the works are going, but perhaps before that happens, KCC itself will do the supervision to make sure that the works are done in time and done correctly. That is what is happening here downtown, Tracy and Simon. And I want to get back to you at the Political Command Center. Tracy.
Thank you so much, Ramson Mahere. Interesting conversation. Why would people be calling Balaam and not Minister Fred?
Yeah, because
for transport.
Balaam is the new sensation. Balaam now means
and what?
No. The new sensation.
Is it local government? People are mixing roads and local government.
There is a time, again, it's beautiful to stay long, to stay alive for long. There was the late Chikonyogo, who was the governor Bank of Uganda.
Yes.
Chikonyogo once took a stroll. He was going to, there was a bookshop. But before Diamond Trust, there was a bank. I don't want to mention the name of the bank. So as he took a stroll, they saw him around the bank, and people said he has gone to close the bank.
There
the
you
leche
have it.
konyogo. So today when you talk about Balaam, it sends shivers
Down
in the
everyone's,
nerves, yes.
including the contractors.
Even though yesterday he came out and made a few confessions,
Yeah.
I think he's hitting rock bottom, where he says, I have arrested people and they have escaped justice. They have lawyers, very sophisticated lawyers.
Who can speak?
So that tells you how far he can go. But well, it's a pleasant morning for us. Thank you for waking up with us, and we start your morning on a high. Certainly, there are lots of things. When I was running through my pages this morning, I saw. Do you love pets?
I do. I am a puppy.
There's a
I
raging
like
debate.
dogs.
Of course, it's not here. It's in the UK. How people have now gotten into this obsession of kissing pets. Would you kiss your dog?
It does when it licks you. Is that kissing or
No.
just that?
Kissing.
No, I'm not that kind. I love very tough dogs that I can play around with, but I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
The new thing, I'm told.
Well, love your pets, whichever. But for
I would hug my dog. Kissing?
I think I would pick my calf. That's like a different one. There we go.
Okay, one of my calves once licked my forehead.
See, it's
I
a lot
took
of
a
love
photo.
going around.
Yes, and people thought it was crazy.
Oh, we want to definitely get into the conversation. Simon, a topical discussion, political parties.
It's politics.
Yeah.
We want to talk about some weird reality.
Yes.
During the heat
Of the
of
election.
the moments of the election,
Yes.
party headquarters become places that are buzz with a lot of activity.
There's a press conference
Yes.
every 5 minutes.
Yes, every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But now,
Now that the season is down, I mean, some political party offices,
so is it
Are really
loyalty
quiet.
or opportunism?
it's opportunism, or is it playing to the gallery? Oh,
No. People run to headquarters, people will spend the day, people will start wearing party colors after campaigns.
it's time to get a new merchandise. You just pick a T-shirt and call it a day.
Well, we'll be taking a deeper look at how parties are now wobbling.
Are they relevant?
Yes, they are towards the end. We'll get to that in the topical discussion coming up shortly. Good morning.
Brought to you by
Cadbury, there's a glass and a half in everyone. T's and C's apply.
Hey, travelers! Are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020 500 123.
The National Mosquito Net Distribution Campaign is back. No one should die of malaria in this era. It is your responsibility to chase malaria from your home. The good news is that the government of Uganda has once again started distribution of mosquito nets under the 5th Universal Coverage Campaign, also known as the Under the Net campaign. Under this exercise, one mosquito net will be distributed per 2 people in every household. A village health team member, a community health extension worker, also known as a CHU, and the LC1 chairperson will move house to house to register members of the household in preparation for receiving their mosquito nets. Do not lie back. Ensure that you register all your household members to receive a mosquito net. On the distribution date, move to your distribution point and receive your net. Mosquito nets protect you and your family members from infectious mosquito bites that lead to malaria. Ensure that you receive the net, hang the net, and sleep under the net every night.
Did you know? Brought to you by
Fake spare parts can be deceiving. They seem cheaper, they seem good enough, they get you moving for now. But what you don't see is the hidden cost, damage to your car, endless repairs, wasted time off the road, and potential risk to lives. In the long run, fake parts cost you more. Choose genuine parts from any CFA or mobility location countrywide.
Did you know? Brought to you by
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima gukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, endungu ya kusabula. Mikono juu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire. Feel it, the simple Miranda today and spread those smiles, please. Miranda today and show your smile, please. No one smiles back at you, so come on, smile, please. Spread the smile.
The playground has moved. More than a third of Uganda is online now, and half the country is under 18. 1 in 5 Ugandan children face cyberbullying. Most never tell anyone. It can look like trolling, body shaming, even grooming. Different harm, same silence. Be a cyber hero. Protect a child online the way you would in person. Mute it, report it, check on them. A hero doesn't have to be big. They just have to do something. Be a cyber hero.
Billions are invested, promises are made, projects are launched. But what happens after the ribbon is cut? Are public fans delivering results? Are communities seeing the impact? Every Sunday, NBS television follows the money, audits the promises, and examines the projects shaping Uganda with facts, evidence, and voices from the ground. Fixing Uganda, auditing progress, demanding accountability. Every Sunday, only on NBS television. NBS Tonight, brought to you by
What does it take to turn a raw structure into a home in the sky? We go beyond the walls of a condominium under construction to uncover the thinking behind vertical living.
The condominium is designed to ensure that it fits the needs of the client and also fits the communal needs.
As URA extends IFRIS to the industry, what does it mean for the people building buying and renting property.
What we have been seeing is that largely our sector has been a little bit informal, whereby a lot of transactions have taken place without necessarily being properly structured like we see maybe in other developed economies.
Plus, we take you to the BuildCon Expo, where the construction industry's biggest players showcased the ideas and solutions shaping Uganda's built environment.
This is not just a run. This is a movement with purpose. Join us on 30th August 2026 at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds for the Cancer Run 2026, starting at 6 a.m. Also taking place simultaneously in other districts across Uganda for the completion of the One-Stop Cancer Center at Nsambya Hospital. Registration is only 30,000 Ugandan shillings online using Gonza Pay. Gates are available at all Centenary Bank branches, Capital Shoppers outlets, Bread House branches, the Cancer Run office on Zimwa Road, Muyenga, the Rotary Uganda office at Nick Building, and Rotary clubs across the country. The Rotary Cancer Run 2026 is organized in partnership with the Parliament of Uganda, Centenary Bank, Crystal Water, and
NBS Sport, championing Ugandan sport.
Well, it's a very good morning and welcome to today's edition of the topical discussion. I am Simon Kagwanjala. It's the 19th day of August 2026 and we'll be taking a deeper look on the state of things at political parties, places that at the height of political campaigns were buzzing with a lot of activity have now become deserted. And there seems to be a sense of inertia across the entire political aisle. Could it be one of the indicators that perhaps multi-partyism is facing its biggest crisis ever? Activism seems to be taking the new pattern, the new trend. You look within the NRM, it's PLU that's now taking center stage in the politics of the day, while in the opposition, things seem to be in disarray. What is the look of things? Well, joining me this morning is Honorable Francis Mwijuche, former Member of Parliament for Buhweju West County, yes, and Dr. Tanga Odoi, Chairperson, NRM's Electoral Commission. Good to have you both and a very good morning. A very good morning. Well, you are PFF. Do you feel that sense of inertia that is happening within the political party? And does it speak anything to you?
Well, good morning, viewers. Talking about political parties in this country and being a participant is not something you'd pride in. Because either way, whether you belong to parties within the opposition or party in government, you realize that parties have been, as institutions, have been fractured, they have been attacked, they have been broken. And so to say that parties are at disarray, it's not just the opposition parties. It has always been political parties versus a military organization in form of a party called NRMO. So we get to a time now where the main opposition parties, their leaders are either in exile or in prison. If you look at PFF, the leader of eminent persons, Dr. Besigye, is not just in prison, he's just dying in prison. The Secretary General is on the run. Honorable Semuju. Honorable Sarah Musumba is on the run. the deputy president for Eastern region, Makoa Samuel, is in prison. And so you have a leadership that has been targeted for purposes of destroying a political party. And yet some people in Uganda would want to see parties operating normally in an abnormal situation where the leaders are targeted and are in disarray. You go to Noop, the leader is in exile. The deputy for Northern Uganda has also followed, is in exile. The deputy for Buganda is in prison. The spokesperson is in prison, and many other activists. And you think such parties are parties that are going to compete with a military organization and engage? So you have a situation of parties operating under fear.
So is the future of multi-partyism now a big question to answer?
You see, first of all, went into multi-partyism when the then leaders did not support multi-partyism. If you remember, the referendum then was Tubejeko. So as if other people were going for multi-party and the person campaigning for multi-partyism is remaining in the movement system. And so you have a leadership that has never recognized multi-partyism but finds themselves acting in a way of being in multi-party system, but they are not. And so the situation we are in is a dangerous one. I was talking about PFF and its leadership. The president of PFF is Honorable Kwago. You know what he's going through. So how then do you assess the situation within such a political party?
So it is foolhardy to imagine that political parties have a future.
There will always be a future. And I can tell you there will be a future in this country where there is a will, there is a way. We will find a way, we will reorganize, we will make up, we will restructure and move. Because nothing can stop us from moving. But it is important that now we sit as various political actors, those who are for change, and agree that times have changed, the enemy has changed face, the strategies have changed, and we must get a way of moving together, but differently.
Well, Dr. Tango Doi, as a staunch NRM stalwart, do you realize that the cheese has moved in a way that today PLU is calling the shots in what used to be NRM? And the PLU boldly said, NRM is a reactionary force that ought to be replaced.
Well, I think a complete study of politics, or a deeper study of politics, is that politics is not a static game. It's not a game where you say what was will remain and remain and remain. Politics is static. That's why political parties form, political parties collapse, politics continues. As long as human beings are alive, as long as we have human beings, politics will always be there because it's a game of humanity. So even when you say NRM is giving way, PLU is this, that is part of politics. Generation, regeneration, and regeneration. You cannot sustain yourself in one place.
Yeah, but do you worry that the foundations of NRM are cracking?
I don't see any crack in the foundation of NRM. I speak my mind, and I speak it very easily. I don't call shots or call shots to find me talking what I say. The cracks are more in the opposition, like he has just said. The first thing which you must see within political parties is the ability of leaders to cascade or to navigate through problems. If the leaders are able to navigate through problems in the space that is available, that means that political party is still alive.
Yeah, but we're looking at the tough times that NRM is facing today, to the extent that Chadon has become redundant and it's been replaced or hijacked by the new force called PLU.
Politics is seasonal. You cannot expect Chadondo, Plot 10, to be as vibrant as it was in the last few months before the election of the president. If you really watched the space, Chadondo was so vibrant with activities. Now that we have actually a government in place, Chadondo is not now withdrawing to reorganize itself and how to manage the state.
I want you to look at this irony, that it is PLU that is now cherry-picking people for key government positions. I'll give you the case of the Speaker of Parliament, where it was on the dictates of PLU that Oboth was chosen as the Speaker.
Well, you know, this is what I'm saying, politics is dynamic. Within NRM, there's PLU. PLU is not a political party. I want to say that for record. PLU is a pressure group within NRM. I can be quoted today, tomorrow, until it becomes a political party. PLU has not marshaled candidates out there. It did not go out as a political party like FDC, PFF, DP, NRM to say the following are flag bearers of PLU. If you have that information and that data, give me. I'm the chair of the NRM Electoral Commission. We have 373 flag bearers in Parliament. Those flag bearers all went through the system called primaries. Most of them subscribe to a pressure group called PLU, or some of them. Now, if they subscribe to a pressure group called PLU, it does not make PLU an overriding force within NRM.
But there is divided loyalty.
There is no divided loyalty.
There are the NRMs and the PLUs.
I can tell you NRM is
Do you agree that there are some people who are loyal to NRM and some who are loyal to PLU who look at the NRM with so much distaste?
I think the definition of loyalty should actually change. We have a president of NRM, the chairman of NRM, who's none other than His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. That is the chairman of the party. We have a structure of the party. We have the first national vice, second, we have SEC, we have the structure up to the village. NRM structure has not been tampered with, even with the rise of PLU. Members of PLU subscribe to NRM. And when you say, they say NRM is a reaction force, a reactionary party. A party must be reactionary. You must react to events of the day. Otherwise, then you'll be dead on arrival. If things are happening in the neighborhood, you must be able to have a department which should analyze and see how you react if there's need to react. So NRM is still as vibrant. PLU is a pressure group within NRM. I'll say that, and I've said it today, I'll say it tomorrow.
Yeah, but
nobody has registered PLU as a political party. If you have the registration, tell me.
Well, reactionary in this sense literally means out-fashioned and failing to change to the new trends.
Reactionary, in my sense, can be paradigm shift. When you say this method we used, this model, did not lead us to what we have, you change. You could change in a space of time. You could change gradually to that new model. That is, you can call it reactionary. I'll call it a paradigm shift, depending on which situation I want to handle. Analytical politics, analyzing politics, depends on how you analyze. You could be from a Marxist angle. You could be from a communist angle. You could be from the capitalists, from the neoliberals. That is how you analyze politics. And that view you analyze, that view you hold, depending on which shade you come from, is your view.
Okay.
And you're entitled.
Do you agree that the PLU is now shifting the dynamics of politics within the NRM?
That is okay.
Is that okay?
That's okay. If you
Isn't this threatening the future?
No. It is how you handle that new dispensation that matters.
Okay. How do you handle the confusion?
There's no confusion. Do you see confusion in NRM?
Yes, there is.
Which confusion?
Loyalty.
Loyalty is not questionable.
There is Naguru and
we have all of them, including the current leader of PLU, subscribes to the loyalty, in loyalty subscription, if you want it to be called subscription, to the chairman of NRM. Even General MK, who is the overall of PLU, subscribes, in subscription is a word, if loyalty is a word, he is loyal to the chairman of NRM.
Well, NRM is in an awkward spot that you once had. There was once Katonga and Najana Nkumbi. Katonga turned out to be a pressure group, and it became a rival force to the FDC that actually caused the collapse of the FDC. What's your take?
The collapse of the FDC was not by the Katonga group.
Yeah, but Katonga significantly bruised Najana Nkumbi.
Of FDC or collapse of FDC? Let's use good words.
Katonga came up as a result of the collapse of the FDC. The challenges at the FDC that was created by the same enemy who has entered into all the political parties and eaten them up led to the rise of Katonga. And so you can't say now what came up as a result of a problem at Katonga was the problem. A problem at Naja was the problem of Naja Nkumbi. I don't believe so.
So there is a likeness between PLU and Katonga.
No.
PLU is synonymous with Katonga.
No. We operate differently, and we are for different.
Pressure group.
We are for different missions. You see, for us, we are a revolutionary force. We are fighting for justice. Unfortunately, you're talking about a country where the space that we used to operate in is dwindling. And consequently, you are talking about what is happening in the NRM. If you meet my friend, the Honorable Minister for Local Government, in operations, you realize there is no government. Because Besije is in prison, Chaguranyi is in exile, the ropes cannot operate normally because of the space. Now,
how does that connect with Balam?
The leader of opposition now is Balam. The one who is saying the roads are not well done. There is no medicine in the hospital. This one should be arrested. The government, you civil servants are not doing your work. Because these have been put away from action, and now there is a semblance of opposition within government for purposes of a transition. And so somebody will be moving out there saying now, Baram is our savior. He talks about our challenges. He talks about corruption. He's talking about lack of medicine. He's talking about roads that are poorly done. Why? Because those who are pushing for that cannot be allowed space. You remember when Dr. Wesley was in Paris?
Did you call Balam the new leader of opposition?
Acting like a leader of opposition within government. Because I saw when he was being welcomed in Pakwach, I was seated with somebody who understands the language, and they were saying, you are the savior we have been waiting for. We have suffered. We have been humiliated. They have stolen from us. Come and save us. Then you ask, who has been stealing from them? Who has been humiliating them? Who has been stealing the money for roads? Who has been making sure that the interns are fighting, demonstrating, striking? Who is the problem? Because the people who are now supposed to speak for the people cannot be allowed to speak for the people. Now there is a person decorated as leader of opposition who has even taken over from the prime minister.
Why is that your business?
People now know Baram. They no longer know Nabanja. They no longer know who. If you hear the Honorable Minister Gabakama speaking, you think Katumba was never a Minister of Works. Because you ask, he's saying this money was eaten. When it was being eaten, where was Katumba Wamara? Yamkama appears like the first Minister of Works. You saw how he was talking about roads in Kampala, how people are sharing money. When you hear Honorable Dr. Tango Doi here speak, you realize that the tone has changed. He's no longer the Tango Doi of the Electoral Commission that spoke with a lot of power and authority. He's not that one.
He's adapting, like he said, politics shifts.
I agree. He has, he has given up.
He's alive to
He has
reality.
accepted that there is something new coming. Because he paraded a speaker, a candidate for a speaker in this country, and said, we have chosen this one as NRM, as NEC. He was forced to eat his own words by this PRU. And he came and said, okay, now things have changed. I now parade a different person.
I think, Doctor, you need to come in here. I think that left an egg on your face. I saw you jubilating at the mention of Anita Among and how things flipped just by the order, the directive.
The Right Honourable Anita Among wrote a letter which is on table, withdrawing from the Speaker's race. I have that letter.
Okay. You are now trapped in the contradiction.
There's no contradiction.
You're trapped in the contradiction.
There's no contradiction. That is what politics is about.
Who calls the shots now in NRM?
The President of Uganda,
No.
the chairman of the party.
No.
But you asked me a question.
Okay, fine.
You asked me a question. My answer may be wrong, but allow me make that answer, on account of which you can actually now go to the next level. Who calls the shot in NRM? The chairman of NRM is President Yoweri Museveni. He's the chairman of NRM, he's the chairman of SEC, he's the president of Uganda. He calls the shot and all listen and follow.
Who dictated on the choice of speaker?
No, the choice of speaker was the responsibility of the Central Executive Committee. The Central Executive Committee sat and made a review. And in the process of that review, changes came.
Okay. Does the process within which the Speaker of Parliament was cherry-picked raise eyebrows to you?
No, cherry-picked is a big word. I think that is the low-hanging fruit. The capacity of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker are known. They are measurable in their performance. We had changes so that there's one Speaker and then another Speaker. Those changes came. How they came is that they
It was an anointment.
No,
someone came and said, this is the person I need for.
Like
and,
I can say.
And
like
you had to abide.
Like other people can say.
You had to abide.
Like other people can say. And when the Central Executive Committee meets and then takes its decision.
Your role was to crown.
No, our role as a party was to listen.
Listen to who?
Listen to all and sundry.
Who?
Everybody who wants to talk is listened to.
Okay. Who called the shots on the speakership?
But who calls the shot? The president of Uganda, the chairman of the party, called the shots. Yes.
It is general.
As long as I know, General MK could have been a mouthpiece. But the chairman of the party and the Central Executive Committee still call the shots in NRM. I can tell you.
No, I'll give you the scenario how it happened. Just at a time when we knew it was a clear shot for Anita Among, someone wrote, tweeted and said, this is my choice for speaker. And tables turned.
Well, someone wrote and tables turned, like you put, that is transition.
Oh.
That's transition.
So,
because if someone wrote...
So is NRM undergoing some bit of metamorphosis?
Every party that wants to survive has to go through that process of metamorphosis. When they are further metamorphized, they become harder and stronger.
Okay. You're a political scientist.
I'm a political historian.
How meticulous should the process of transition be within the NRM?
The process of transition, and I said this, every 5 years there's a transition. The only thing you want to see with this transition is that the president should not be Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. That's a mistake people make.
No, I'm talking about the metamorphosis that is seeing now NRM morph into another outfit.
No,
because
those outfits are a process of political dynamism. The dynamics in politics will always bring new forces.
Yeah, but
even when you say FDC collapsed, PFF, that is not the right choice of words. FDC had a metamorphosis. There's a birth of ANT from FDC. There's a birth of PFF from FDC. How FDC controls the remaining package is when politics is judged and leadership is judged.
Okay.
There is a rise of PLU within NRM. How NRM handles PLU within the NRM is a test to NRM.
Okay. How delicate should NRM handle PLU?
Why should PLU be handled as a delicate child? Why? PLU is a pressure group. We should go through the rigors to become a political party if he wants.
Are you a member of PLU?
I'm not. I'm a member of NRM.
Yes, but do you subscribe to PLU?
I subscribe to some of the views they hold.
No, do you subscribe
I
to
subscribe to some of the views they hold.
PLU has members, right?
Let me tell you, PLU has members within NRM. But those NRM members, listen to me. You people will miss out.
This is a very interesting
You will miss out. You will miss out.
Uh-huh.
PLU has members who subscribe to it in ideas, in philosophical dimension. But they have not departed from NRM. NRM is the mother. PLOE is a pressure group within the mother house.
Do you subscribe to PLU?
I subscribe to some of the ideas they hold.
Why aren't you a member?
I'm not a member.
Why aren't you a member of
I'm
PLU?
not a member because it has not transited for me to make a membership.
Isn't it a contradiction that what you call a pressure group has membership?
No.
Has a secretariat and a membership.
Those members subscribe to the pressure group. And this is okay. They subscribe to the...
A pressure group has members?
No, a pressure group always has members. Why would it be a pressure group without members? How does it form pressure without members? How?
Registered members.
It has to have members. Once it is registered, that is a transition it may have towards a political party. That is a trend.
I think there is a bit of distortion here. NRM members are members of PLU.
NRM members, they are members of NRM as a party who subscribes to some of the ideals of PLU. Who subscribe to some of the ideals of PLU. Just a minute. You are missing the point. You are taking it lying low. I'm here as to give you political analysis. They are members of NRM who are card holders of NRM. There's a PLU, which is not a political party, but a political pressure group, which has ideals. We subscribe to PLU because of ABCD. Subscribing to PLU because of ABCD does not remove you from being a member of NRM until PLU becomes a political party.
Okay. Here is the reality. PLU is headquartered with the Secretary
That's
General.
okay. How would they? How would they not have a framework? A pressure group in a sense of politics, in the politics of any transition,
and now,
must have
majority of members of parliament pay their allegiance to PLU.
They subscribe to some of the ideals of PLU. I will not deviate.
Do you?
Ideals does not make you.
No, do you subscribe to the ideals of PLU?
Some of the ideals.
So you're a member?
Some. No, that does not qualify you to be a member.
No. Honorable Mujiche,
you see,
help me understand this
It does
contradiction. At least you've belonged to a pressure group. How do pressure groups...
I told you that the reality has set in, but some people are still they still want to live in the past. I told you my friend Tanga, who is really a senior citizen in this country, a scholar, realizes that he's now in between an NRM and a new group. And the working styles of the new group are different, but he's trying to see how it fits in.
No.
Because you can't say, I identify with Rome, with the Catholic Church, but I'm not very Catholic. Because he's trying to say, the Pope is my leader. Some of the ideas I agree with, but I am not Catholic. But away from that, we are in abnormous times. We are in abnormous times.
Okay. Tell us.
Yes.
Today, we are confronted by a confusing and amorphous outfit called PLU. They say they're a pressure group, but they operate like a political party, and they're now overtaking The NRM.
But is NRM a political party in the first place?
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Registered.
You see,
he's the chairman, and he sits on the Senate.
That is why he can take a decision and he's forced to backtrack. Because he's working for a military organization. It takes orders. It doesn't go by what you think. He's no longer in Makerere where you sit down and write a proposal and then, no. He's in a military organization now where they come and say, we have now changed. And he will say, okay. But two, which institution is working away from the political party? Is it the judiciary? I was in court yesterday when Justice Baguma declared that I am going to hear this case without Dr. Besige and without his lawyers. So you have a case that attracts a death sentence on Dr. Besige that is going to be heard without his lawyers and without him.
We are talking political parties.
I'm talking about institutions. That is not just about political parties.
We're talking multipartism.
Yes.
And the future of political parties.
It is this that informs what is happening in the country. When we ran away from the court martial, we thought we were seeking relief in civil courts. But at least in the court martial, you are allowed a lawyer. But now we find acting judges who are waiting for President Museveni to appoint them. They are acting. They operate far below than the court martial was operating.
Okay.
But the point I'm trying to bring in is, as long as there is some leadership that is not interested in seeing institutions work, whether they are political parties, whether it is parliament, whether it is NGOs, they will be suffocated.
You belonged to a pressure group.
Yes, I did.
Do you look at PLU as a pressure group?
PLU is not just a pressure group, because you see it has authority. We were in the pressure group. I was in FOC. I was in many other...
Reform agenda.
Many. But we didn't have that authority of commanding Tango Dohi, change his area position. It was a pressure group that didn't have ministers in it. But you have a pressure group with ministers. You have a pressure group with army officers. You have a pressure group with police officers. You have a pressure group with a speaker of parliament as a member. Actually, speakers of parliament what a function in Shema. And the minister Baram was a chief guest where there was a deputy speaker. So because now it is PLU, the speaker is under Baram. Yes, because it is PLU, the speaker is under Baram.
No.
Because the speaker runs PLU. The speaker is, I don't know number what. Because the speaker is under the chairman of PLU. And the chairman of PLU under the government.
So the speaker now takes instructions from Kabanda.
Yes.
Who is the chairman of PLU?
Yes. Because you see, under normal circumstances, you would have the president as number one, the vice president, and the speaker. The order of precedence. Now, members of parliament are number 17. The army commander is, I think, number 20-something. But you see, this one is not just an army commander. No, he's an army commander, but who is the chairman of PLU. And because PLU is now above NRM, is above certain government institutions, the speaker will go and pay homage. Okay. And say, please, can you give me a number? And then they will say, okay, you are number 25. I remember Kabanda is number 5. So at the end of the day, so where the speaker finds Kabanda, he has to realize that this one is my boss in PLU.
Okay. Is this the new confusion? And that's the difference between, is this the new confusion to contend with?
I don't want to think it's a confusion. It is the way of doing things within the establishment. We may think it is confusion. I don't want to think so. Because we see it being followed to the latter.
Okay, thank you. We're taking a break, but is this the new abnormal politics that the country has to digest?
I don't think that's even anything I should waste time on. These are transitional, or these are dynamics within politics. A pressure group comes up, another pressure group will come up, the other will also come up. That's how politics is. If it was a kingdom, you'd find princes and princesses having their own confusion. This princess is coming up, this one is coming up. But when the center holds, all that comes to be. Because the center is NRM. The chairman of NRM is holding. And he has overall
NRM
command.
has two secretary generals. One of PLU and one of...
No, we have a secretary general called Richard Tudwong. They have a general secretary called Fadil Twala.
Tudwong is also going to be given
We have a
number.
secretary general called Richard Tudwong. They have
Who
a
is
general...
a member of PLU.
They have a general secretary. PLU is not yet transiting into a political group. It is moving. It may become a political group later, but for now it's a pressure group.
Okay.
And NRM is holding. I want to put
Is
this,
there a
I want
silent
the country.
transition happening within the NRM?
Transition is always transition. You can call it silent, you can call it open, you can call it overt. Transition is always transition. And that's why I say politics is dynamic. If PLU is a pressure group within NRM, and if NRM has a majority of people who are also saying the ideas of some ideas of PLU are good, we subscribe to it, that is transition, the politics of transition. That's dynamism within the party. If they put vibrancy, which makes NRM think harder, that is what politics is meant to be. I don't see anything. The only thing is how do you manage? And I think NRM chairman is managing it well.
Here is another question. Are pressure groups becoming preferable and more fashionable in today's politics?
No, there was a pressure group in FDC. And if it was preferable, it would have been voted when it became PFF. There was a pressure group against the original FDC. But if the masses are to judge you, the masses should have voted it overwhelmingly against even FDC where they came from. There was a pressure group which brought ANT. And if the pressure group was popular, it should have been voted. So PLU is not yet in that circumstance. We can only judge it, see whatever, when it transits to a political party.
Well, we're taking a very short break, but still the question remains. Are parties now under a new threat, and that would call for more soul-searching on their future? We'll be back.
Are you planning an event? Think of X Events. For the best photography and videography of all kinds, we believe that every moment is worth capturing. Whether Kwanjula, weddings, Kuhinjira, bringing out the culture and glamour. And of course, a professional team that has mastered the art of the game and pro-gear with elegance. X Events is located along Rubaga Road on Access Building opposite Hotel Sojavalo. X Events, capturing your precious moments.
Kumulembe kuna abakozi bakyayambala ebintu ebyo bisambala bannannyini makolero si kampuni abakozi mubafunire uniforms eziri ku mulembe okuva mu Jod Color Solutions banyirire bafulume mu material ne design ebiriko ate nga kuliko n'akabonero ka kampuni yo olwo business ogiba abantu mu maaso bagimanye tosubwa campaign eno omulamwa gugamba nti stand out mu uniform yo ne Jod Color Solutions bali ku Prime Complex ku Johnson Street shop number C24 esimu noti 7772 45 91 mwenda wamune ku www.jodcolorsolutions.com.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
What if you could find a tranquil escape right here in the city? Welcome to Sheraton Wellness Spa, where calm meets comfort and your well-being comes first. Step into a world designed for you. A serene heaven to unwind and rejuvenate. From the moment you arrive, feel the stress melt away. Relax in our steam room. Detox in the sauna. Let every breath bring you peace. Because here, it's not just about treatments, it's about you. Your sanctuary in the heart of Kampala. Sheraton.
The playground has moved. More than a third of Uganda is online now, and half the country is under 18. 1 in 5 Ugandan children face cyberbullying. Most never tell anyone. It can look like trolling, body shaming, even grooming. Different harm, same silence. Be a cyber hero. Protect a child online the way you would in person. Mute it, report it, check on them. A hero doesn't have to be big. They just have to do something. Be a cyber hero.
Well, still talking about the new reality that is dawning on politics as political parties now appear to be becoming either extinct or irrelevant, and pressure groups are taking center stage. Is it time, Honorable Mwijuche, for the opposition, having realized that several years down the road, parties are in limbo, you get back to activism?
But you see, we have been moving. I don't think it is right for us to imagine that political parties have done nothing. We have achieved a lot. We are where we are because of the efforts of the actors in the opposition.
But you're now stuck.
If political parties were that weak, if political leaders in political parties were that weak, you wouldn't be having a Chaguranyi in exile. You wouldn't be having a Dr. Wesley in Ruzira.
Okay.
Because it shows you that there is somebody scared of these leaders.
There are two scenarios. How would you compare Reform Agenda, FOC, with the PFF?
You see,
in terms of putting up pressure.
You see, PFF is a freedom front. It's a front for freedom. And all that we have been fighting for since Reform Agenda is for purposes of freedom. Now, it is not about which name. It's about the mission. And now, whether we shall get there.
I thought you were more vibrant as pressure groups, not as political parties.
That is also true, because political parties have their other challenges of who will be president, who will be the vice president, and who are you coming from. So, we are moving to an era where we must move in solidarity. You saw us the other day declaring that today, Wednesday, every Wednesday, we shall be donning on the national flags, black, yellow, red, in solidarity with all political prisoners.
You are in blue?
No, I am going for that after here.
Okay.
Because we believe that we need to move together. Whether you're NRM, whether you are in these other political parties, the oppressor remains the same. And that's why NRM is also in disarray. But two, we also declared that every Friday we'll be having prayers for the Muslims, and Saturday we'll be having prayers for the Adventists, and Sunday for all the Christians Anglicans and Catholics. Because you realize that this country really needs prayers. And let me tell you, there is a King of Kings up there. So you can push, but you also need God's intervention. And that's not to say we have given up, no. That's to say that we realize that God is very important in this struggle. But finally, there is how we used to operate then. You are arrested, and the lawyer will come for you, and you'll get bail, and that way, that has changed. The lawyers are either in prison or in exile. The lawyers have all withdrawn from Dr. Westje's case because they are intimidated. So that way of activism is now changing to another level, where we are now sitting to say, if things have changed and we must continue moving, how do we move? Some of these things I cannot say here, not because Tango Doi is here, but because it is a strategy to deal with the challenges, including liberating Dr. Tango Doi from where he is.
If Dr. Tango Doi, if change within the NRM is inevitable, how delicate should the process of change be managed?
No, I think the last word is the best. How do you manage change? It is how you manage change that makes change, that process, either delicate, manageable, or chaotic.
For now, it is chaotic.
There's no chaotic situation.
There is an identity crisis that exists within the party. And the future of the party hangs in the balance.
There's that assumption, perception, and your own view, which is okay. Because all this leads to your own view. You are perceiving that NRM is in a crisis. I am telling you, NRM has no crisis. NRM has no turbulence because of the existence of PLU. I don't see any turbulence. I see formations. When people talk about Balaam, they don't see Balaam as a government minister under the NRM. They now see Balaam as a project of PLU. Balaam is a government minister. And whatever he does, and whatever he should do, should be within the confines of
the credit of PLU.
Should be within to the credit of NRM government.
No, a PLU, because...
No, PLU is not an NRM government. PLU is a pressure group within NRM.
But if I
the government that appoints...
When we are looking at the list, when we are looking at the list, just a second, when we are looking at the list of ministers, we started categorizing and said, these are the PLUs who have been taken on within the NRM. And NRM has gone further to the extent of signing a memorandum of understanding with the PLU. What does that suggest to you?
Now, are those ministers appointed by PLU or NRM? Those are NRM appointed ministers. Consultations can be within a political party.
Is Mao NRM?
Is appointed by NRM.
Yes. Does it make him NRM?
No, it does not make him NRM, but who appoints them? It is.
These are PLUs.
No, excuse me. You are seeming to promote PLU at the expense of even the chairman of the party. The chairman of the party is the president of Uganda. He has the leverage, the political leverage, to appoint whoever he wants.
You have a question for
yes, let him put his question to me.
Yes. I have seen a Honorable Kabanda versus ministers of government, such as Honorable Tafire, Honorable Chris Mariomunsi. If that is not a crisis, if that is not confusion, what is it?
I think confusion, crisis, is a result of turbulence. The failure to control turbulence will reach to a crisis. If those people had altercations, if they had altercations, okay, they differed, even in the press here. I remember here, Mariomunsi saying, the other one is Oba, is it handicapped something? Those are views of two people who are clashing.
You cannot afford to repeat what he said, otherwise you'll have a problem.
No. I can repeat whoever says it because those are his words. That is how he described his own friend. Now, those are issues of a family. If your children in a family conflict, if your children in a family answer each other in a rude language, Isn't it manageable? It is manageable.
So there are all signs that there is internal strife
No,
within
there's
NRM.
no internal strife. Internal strife, Njala, is not what you're talking about. If you're talking about Mario Musi being answered by Kabanda, Tango Doi answering Lumumba, those are individuals with different viewpoints. Those are individuals like a family has children. Okay. And they look over sugar,
NRM,
over this.
NRM now has two wings. The conservatives who have failed to move with the PLU, and they are the liberals.
And those don't exist.
They do.
They don't exist.
Are you a member of PLU?
Let me tell you, it is not mandatory that all of you should be open this and the other.
So you belong to the conservatives?
No, you are now branding us conservatives.
Yes.
NRM is a big party. PLU is a pressure group within NRM. Is a child. Is a child. Judgment of whether it is a true child of the revolution is when it comes to perform. Napoleon is a child. The French Revolution brings it. Is he a true child of the revolution? We judge according to how one performs. Is PLU performing at the moment? PLU as a pressure group, like other pressure groups, exists within that pressure group.
Okay. What you need to contend with is that PLU has overrun NRM.
What we need to contend with as politicians and the political parties is that political parties are not static. Political parties are dynamic, and within any political party, a force will come up. And that force...
To dislodge?
No, listen to me. A force will come up with new ideas. How you contend with that force is the judgment one will make on the maturity of that political party.
Where NRM is,
FDC had...
The bus has been replaced by a lion.
No, you are moving faster than fast. What I'm telling you is that PLU is a political pressure group within NRM.
I am confused.
NRM is handling...
But you see,
that brings us to the
before
end.
you get confused, I saw how all the people who wanted to be appointed ministers were running to Kororo to be seen, to be identified with MK run.
That's egoistic.
For purposes
would you be
being
surprised?
Appointed ministers.
Would you be surprised?
That would tell you that there was power in Kororo.
That is the egoistic nature of man.
So that PLU is more powerful than
No,
Chadondo.
that is the egoistic
that's
nature
why
of
the
man.
Were not looking for
Man, read Thomas Hobbes. You are still young. You are still young, you can read. You are still young, you can read. Read the philosophies of Thomas Hobbes.
Yes.
Thomas Hobbes analyzes man and analyzes man and the nature of proactive man. You must look at what you want to gain, and if you have a shortcut, you move to the shortcut.
So there is a new power center within NRM.
There is a pressure group within NRM.
Yeah, but it's the new power center.
It is a pressure group within NRM.
Okay. Who calls the shots in NRM?
The president of Uganda, the chairman of the party, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni calls the shots.
Can do better going back to
Gentlemen, that's pretty much what we had for you this morning. Have a lovely day and cheers.
You've been searching long enough. This isn't just any other platform. This is a place where every turn leads to something exciting. There are thousands of action movies on Afro Action. Drama series, binge-worthy stories on Afro Romance, all waiting for you.
What is it that you're looking for out there that you can't get enough?
Got little explorers? Here's a world built just for them. Cartoons, learning, adventures, safe family content they'll never want to leave. Sports action. This is MTN TV by Afro Mobile.
I'm Dr. Lawrence, Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. Right now, the world is being rewritten, and I want to show you exactly how. Artificial intelligence has already changed how we work, how we learn, and how we live. It's not coming, it's here. And the question every parent should be asking is your child's university moving with it or being left behind? Take education. This used to be the classroom. Chalkboards, rows of desks, one voice at the front of the room. Now, this is the classroom at Victoria University. AI tutors, real-time feedback, every student learning at the speed of their own brilliance. Healthcare is next. This is how diagnosis used to work. Slow, manual, guesswork. This is how our students train today. AI-powered diagnostics, simulation labs, predicting illness before symptoms even appears. This is the future of medicine, and it's being taught right here in Uganda. It doesn't stop there. The way we bank, the way we farm, the way we build, AI is quietly rewriting every single one. And East Africa cannot afford to watch from the sidelines. So if you're a parent and you want your son or daughter to lead, not follow, this new world, ask yourself, where should they be? At Victoria University, our students don't just learn about AI, they build with it every single day. Victoria University is not just adapting to the age of AI, we are leading it. The leading university in artificial intelligence in Uganda and across East Africa. The future is already being built. The only question is, will your child help build it? Victoria University, where Africa's AI future begins. Apply today.
Abanyamusale n'abanyamukago uko wamawuno aguse n'omwana w'omukalatinamu kimanja universe inembalala gatano Septemba 2026 tukuyingira kugenda kwa mutwalo byepe emitwalo ebiri golule emitwalo 5 ate platinum ya kakane kati ngambe talikulanga kulala universe inembalala gatano Septemba 2026 yelini paso festival.
Looking for a household cleaner that truly delivers? Meet Apo, the antibacterial cleaning powder for bathrooms and surfaces. Apo is formulated for 3-dimensional cleaning. It's a scouring agent that scrubs off dirt and stains, a germicide that kills 99.9% of household germs, and it works with water to wash everything away, leaving your bathrooms and ceramics hygienic and sparkling clean. Keep up hygiene standards without breaking the budget. Switch to Apo today. Apo is available at supermarkets and convenience stores countrywide.
Emiryango neza kuba yigwirwa twatandikira kushemererwa jishuka ngo shigatirwa beshunguzi ba gospel bakunda abaratere nanga tukashashanuka ukutaha muri mitwa leta VIP mitwa 20 debos a miliyoni 3 hamwe na nitaneza bamazireyo kumanya bukukiraho gerazura mushanje 8 50 59 nkaga ninda bishagikirwe.
The parent is Tuliahewa Dixon. And the child is Ani Tuliahewa Esther.
Kambera kambweri gwete kwa mchisha ngo ishe watu yahewa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hateja shana amashemero magonka MTN momo eberewo mbeni nyegasta igana kaga nitano sta manana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyomu chisheri zagwijo wanje ninga nchaka kubasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
You wanna make tasty food and sales. You want to do that dancing skill. Candaling one no ya nai. Sika de buto one nai. Nailo akro ya sika. Sika de buto one nai. Candaling one no ya nai.
Cook better, sell better with Nile Healthy Cholesterol-Free Cooking Oil and non-sticky wheat flour. Nile, yenyabo.
The playground has moved. More than a third of Uganda is online now, and half the country is under 18. 1 in 5 Ugandan children face cyberbullying. Most never tell anyone. It can look like trolling, body shaming, even grooming. Different harm, same silence. Be a cyber hero. Protect a child online the way you would in person. Mute it, report it, check on them. A hero doesn't have to be big. They just have to do something. Be a cyber hero.
A very good morning. Welcome to the breakfast meeting with myself, Victoria Sabatani. Well, let's start off by downloading the MTN TV by Afro Mobile. There's a QR code there on your screen that you can get ahead and download the app itself. You can watch absolutely anything in your control. Your viewing experience doesn't have to be in somebody else's control but your own. And thank you, of course, for tuning in right here on the breakfast meeting. Well, I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy this particular conversation, because if you've ever applied for a new electricity connection or even waited through an outage for hours or maybe for seconds or minutes, doesn't matter, or you've been approached by someone claiming they can help speed up the process for maybe a particular fee, then this particular conversation is for you. Access to reliable electricity remains one of the issues that directly affects households. They affect businesses, and it also affects communities across the country. And while UEDCL says meters are now available and efforts are underway to improve service delivery, many customers still have questions about delays, reliability, and even fraud to some extent. Now, joining us this morning are Benjamin Businje, Territory Manager at UEDCL, as well as Ivas Bazira Kache, Head of Customer Experience. And of course, thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Victoria.
Absolutely. Let's get started with the conversation today. I have to put you on the hot seat. Let me put Benjamin first on the hot seat today. A lot of our viewers, a lot of Ugandans have issues when it comes to electricity supply, when it comes to outages. And I know that recently you've announced new meters, a lot of work that you have been putting in and have been making electricity available. We are aware of that. But at the same time, there's been a significant amount of power outages. Benjamin, what's going on?
Thank you, Victoria. Yes. Good morning to you all, our viewers, and thanks for joining in. As she has introduced, I'm Benjamin Businje. I'm a territory manager in UEDCL. That's a very good one, and I think it's something that has been on people's minds. Mm-hmm. It has been the talk around. There's been outages, especially in the central area. But what I can say is, as a business, we've seen our demand grow by over 60% in the last 4 years. Okay. Yeah? What that means is, if you've grown by 60%, it means you have to also invest or match the investment. Mm-hmm. Yeah? This is like a vehicle. Yeah? If your vehicle moves for a long distance and you do not maintain it for some time, it can easily break down. So the planned outages that you see are planned in such a way that we're trying to improve the network. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're doing investments. I think we have an investment plan of over $120 million. Yeah, that has been already approved, that we're working on. to invest. So the outages you're seeing are planned to improve our network. So we are doing investments. So we literally have to take out the line, make sure that because we cannot work on a live network.
Yeah.
So we take it out on a planned occasion, and then we work on the network. So that's what we're doing right now. But what I can say is this is temporary. It's not going to last forever. So we're just improving our network. You've seen we are putting up new substations, for example. We have constructed new lines, basically to improve the lines so that we can match the demand that has come up.
By temporary, what do you mean? I think by the 8th of August, there were some power outages that were supposed to stop to a large extent, because I think you have been doing the work. What do you mean by temporary?
What I mean by temporary is you take out the line to help you do the to do the maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah. This is I usually give an example of like a tube of water. Yeah. If you have a tube and then you have water going through that tube, and then you reach a point and then you're adding more water into that same tube. Yeah. It means that you will need to either expand the tube, so that you can have the quantities that you want to go through that specific tube.
Okay.
So now what you do is you have to either expand or put on a new tube so that you can have the number of quantities that you want. So now in this case, it's the electrons. So it means that those wires that you see that transmit or that distribute the electricity have either worn out or they're now too small to accommodate the electrons that are actually supposed to go through it. So what we're doing, we're taking out the network, we take out the line on a planned occasion so that we can either upgrade those cables, in a layman's language.
I'm just curious to kind of find out, were you not aware of the 60% of new business that has come up when you took over from Umema? Because many statements that I've heard outside is more of people saying, if UEDCL doesn't know how to handle the electricity, they might as well just take it back, which I know is not possible, obviously. Can take us into that space, because I want people to kind of understand the weight of the business. What do you mean by, okay, we've taken on more business? Didn't we know before that this was going to exist? Didn't we prepare for this? And how better can we resolve it for the people?
I can say we were aware. We all know what happened when the transition happened.
Yes. So we know about the backlog of work?
We know the backlog of work.
Maintenance?
There was a delay in when we took over, when UEDCL took over, the previous concessionaire hadn't had minimized on the investments that they were doing to improve the network. So that, of course, affected. I think it was a period of about 3 years. And of course, now there was that delay, there was that gap when it comes to the investments that were being done. So now what happened is when UEDCL came in, it had a backlog of the investments that needed to be done. And now with a 60% demand growth in 4 years, and if you've not been doing the rightful investments to match that demand.
So it's a heavy load.
Yeah, it's a heavy load. But what I can assure the community and our viewers out there is that UEDCL is committed. It has the resources, it has the manpower, it has the plans, and the teams are committed to make sure that we actually close and clear this backlog of the investments.
Well, thank you for that submission. Eva, so let me bring you in and talk a bit about customer experience. This is one of my favorite parts, and I think you have a lot of customers watching you this morning. What are some of the complaints that you have received and that you know about from the customers?
Okay, good morning, our viewers, and thanks for tuning in. As UEDCL, feedback is what we thrive on. So going back to your question, the most complaints that we receive, like you mentioned, of course, outages, and just to add on to what Benjamin said, other than the UEDCL outages, we also have other partners that we work with, that is transmission and generation. Yes. So recently, most of these outages you've been seeing around, especially in CBD, we're coming from transmission as they try to improve the network. So we've had substations that are now maxed out. So transmission, transmission is trying to ensure that they can upgrade most of these networks and the substations, the building substations, so that in the next coming years, outages in Kampala especially will be history.
Yeah.
So as these outages happen, of course, we get frequent complaints. And as a company, we know our business is to sell electricity. So, of course, you expect customers to call in when they're off supply. Then you call in, customers call in because they're waiting for connections that have not happened. So we're receiving a lot of these complaints, but to promise the citizens of this country that we are now connecting our customers, and all these projects that are underway will come to an end. It's just a season, and our customers will be able to experience good supply, quality, and very reliable.
When those complaints come in, how many of those have actually been improved and changed, and how quickly has that been done?
For example, if the outages, of course, we have what we call the planned and unplanned. The planned, we've already communicated to customers, and the duration at which these outages will be out is known to the customer. So we always hope that they're patient with us when we communicate. But like for unplanned, your power just goes off without you getting communication, and it can be a fault on a line, it can be a broken pole. So usually we ensure that within 12 hours, power is restored.
12 hours is a bit much, don't you think? For
that is the max we give.
For, okay, it is quite much though. Is there plans to reduce that by any
Exactly,
chance?
we give 12 hours, but if you see most cases, we resolve within 4 hours, 3 hours.
I can assure you that there are people that are watching who've had power outages for more than 2 days. I, for one, can talk about an outage of an entire 24 hours to 36 hours. We're talking about damage to appliances, you're talking about damages to food for regular people generally, and you're talking about damage when it comes to business. So we can't underestimate or understate what people are actually going through. And my question then again is there a plan to improve that outside of just a TikTok post, a Twitter post, which we do receive to a large extent when they are planned? Is there plans to better the communication eventually? And what I mean by that is when it comes to customer service, when you call in. I have had my own experiences where it seemed as if the customer service people don't know what's going on.
I wouldn't say they don't know what is going on, but just to inform our viewers, when you call the contact center, for example, when you call the contact center and you receive a reference number, we usually tell our customers to wait patiently with us, because you are not the first customer who has called in, so there is a queue. All these complaints are being queued, and our technicians handle these complaints fast in, fast out. But we request our customers, our viewers, that please, whenever your power is off, please call or chat with us via WhatsApp, or you can even go to X so that we can know that you're off supply. For example, an area may be off supply, it's a general outage, and then power is restored. But we will have some individuals who are still off supply. And when we get communication that the area is back on, until we get individuals who are calling through that their power is off, we will never know, because we know the entire area has been restored. So we request our customers to always reach us, call us and let us know when they're still off supply. And we will do our best for sure, because we understand, we empathize with them. We know what they go through when power. I always tell people that power is emotional, so we try our best to ensure that we keep our customers on.
Thank you for answering those particular questions, because I think it is quite fair that people do want to know, people do want to understand, and it's not often that they have this particular interaction. I think that it's important that you do answer those particular questions. But now on to the good news, which I already know that you are putting in the work, which I can congratulate you on. After the takeover, you have been doing the most, making sure that people are connected. Could you perhaps share with us what have been the updates when it comes to people getting connected, and what have been the updates on your side for them to know?
Okay. We started connecting our customers. So we've really intensified customer engagements for our customers and all those who applied for power to know their process, to appreciate the process. And those who do not, are still not sure, to just walk to our service centers or reach out to us so that we can take them through the process. And we call out our customers not to fall into hands of fraudsters who are calling and saying, you know what, pay me cash, I will quicken your process, I'll ensure you have a connection. UEDCL does not authorize any individual to collect money from customers. We already have the pipeline of all customers that applied for electricity, and we're reaching out to them, informing them when their power will be connected. So we request our customers, please kindly be patient with us. We will contact you on when your connections will be made. So please do not pay anyone for a connection. We have our banking partners where these customers can go and pay, our banks, our mobile payment channels. We have the bank agents. So our customers should walk into those banks or go to their apps and be able to pay, and they have to pay to UEDCL.
Yes.
So our call is kindly be patient. You will be contacted on when your connection will happen.
Benjamin, let me ask you, how prepared are we for the I guess what I would call the future demand when it comes to businesses? A lot more businesses are opening up. A lot more people are trying to get connected. How prepared are we for that? And what exactly are you prepared to do for those future customers?
No, what I can say is the availability of meters is a very critical and very important role when it comes to our new connection process. And it's now with meters that are now being restocked, I want our customers to know that our focus has been maintained. Our focus is to ensure that all the eligible customers are actually connected on the grid, of course in line with our new connection process. However, we also acknowledge the fact that there are so many we recognize the fact that there are so many customers that have applied for a connection and have not received their meters due to shortage of meters or materials that were not in the country. I just want to give them confidence that we have our teams out there, and our teams are focused on ensuring that all these connections are done on time. And
can you explain a bit that connection process for those who might not know?
Yeah, maybe before I even go to the connection process, I would want to talk about a bit of the backlog.
Okay.
We have a backlog for customers that have actually paid and have not yet been connected. To give it a bit of context, we have, I think, about 230,000 customers. These have paid and haven't been connected yet. But to give them a bit of comfort, I think in the country, we currently have over 240,000 meters that are in the country. We've secured contracts for over 1.1 million meters that are yet to come in the country. So to me, that's comfort enough to give to our viewers that we are very committed to what we want to do and to ensure that they all receive their meters timely. When you talk about the new connection process, for our viewers out there, I think now this goes to our viewers. I would say it's more of a four-step process. And it's a very simple thing. Even you, Victoria, you shouldn't ask someone to do it for you. You can do it yourself.
I can do it myself. Okay.
The most important thing, point number one, is wiring your premise. So you need to wire your premise. That is either your house or your factory, wherever you want to put this power. So wire your premise using a certified wireman who is licensed by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. That is very important, because that wireman should give you a digital wiring certificate. That is point number one.
Okay.
Then point number two, that's the online application. It's online. You don't have to carry your documents or your papers and then you take them to the offices. So what you do here, you go to our website, you visit our website on www.uedcl.co.ug/online/customer applications. Then it will pop up a window will pop up, and then you'll be required to create an account using your mobile phone number. And then you also input a secure password for yourself. So when you create that profile, then you log into that profile. Follow the prompts. Fill in the right details. When you fill in the right details, it will also ask you to attach the necessary documents for your application. Remember, we talked about the digital wiring certificate. Attach the digital wiring certificate. Attach a national ID for the Ugandan nationals, you attach a way leave clearance. If the lines are not passing through, sorry, if the lines are passing through someone's line. The number 4, you also attach a sketch map for your premises.
Okay.
Yeah. Then for the companies, you should also attach a company seal and a certificate of incorporation. Then for small business, for small businesses and enterprises, you also have to attach a trading license. So when you attach that, you submit your application online. That's step number 2. Then step number 3, you receive a message from UADCL with an application number where you'll have to pay inspection fees. Yeah, that's step number 3. For domestic customers, the inspection fees is 23,600 for all our viewers out there. For commercial customers, the inspection fees is 88,500. Then for medium and large industrial customers, yeah, those are our big customers. The inspection fees are 118,000 shillings. That is inspection fees. Of course, after inspection, the surveyor will come and visit your premises, and they'll inspect you. If you pass, you receive another message where you pay connection fees. And that's the last
and how can somebody verify that this is the right person coming to the inspectors, for instance, those who actually are your staff and who are coming in to visit their premises? How can somebody quickly identify that this is the right person or this is the wrong person?
So what happens is all UEDCL staff have national IDs. Yeah. And luckily enough, our IDs, I don't know the IDs of Next Media, but our
right there.
Our IDs have QR codes,
okay,
that we use for verification. So you can just pick your phone, ask him for an ID. Someone comes to your premises, ask him for an ID, and then scan the QR code. You will verify the credentials. Very simple. Point number 2, you can also decide to call our contact center, to verify someone's credentials. They can give you that information. And also, most importantly, to our viewers out there, when someone comes to your premises, it's very important that they should leave a notice. If someone has come to, let me say, survey your premises, audit your meter, or do all those activities, they should leave a notice. A notice should be very well labeled from our organization, and it should be very clear for someone to understand.
Yves, let's come back to what you touched on, especially when it comes to fraudsters out there, people taking advantage when it comes to mobile money as well, because sometimes you can just as easily send money to the wrong number or send money to the wrong place. Maybe what would you like to share with our customers? With your customers rather, what should they know to avoid quickly when it comes to becoming a victim for these scams that are around there?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And to our viewers, we've had so many of those complaints. Fraudsters around, disguising to be DCL staff. So what they should do, first of all, UEDCL does not authorize any individual, like I mentioned in the beginning, to collect money on its behalf. So what our customers or what the citizens should do, they should be able to go to our banks. I mentioned we have partner banks. We have the mobile payment channels, MTN, Airtel. They just have to follow prompts and pay to UEDCL Lite. So we request our customers not to pay cash to anyone. Not to pay. In the event they suspect anyone is trying to defraud them, they can call us on we have a whistleblower line, which is 0312-330-337. It's our whistleblower line. Or they can email us at integrity@uedcl.co.ug, and we'll be able to handle such cases. But we request not to pay cash to anyone. Even some of our staff who disguise, they work with UEDCL but collect money on behalf of UEDCL, that is not acceptable. That is fraud. Even contractors, even wiremen, we are getting such cases. So we call on our customers not to pay anyone cash.
So have you had those experiences where, or rather customers that have paid in cash and have demanded from you, and how have you helped them further?
Of course, now we investigate such cases. Yes. For example, we've had issues of merchant codes where fraudsters go online and they're sharing these merchant codes saying, if you want to pay for a connection, if you want to pay for tokens, please pay to this merchant code. So we've worked closely with the telecos to deactivate first these merchant codes, but also investigate whose names are behind these merchant codes. So the best we can do is investigate, because the customer has already paid to a wrong person. So our job is to really ensure that this line or merchant code is no longer active, to protect the rest, and then hand it over to police. So we work closely with police to help us investigate such cases.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for those customers who perhaps want to know a little more about that particular number, where can they get all this information from, especially if they're not on the internet, or if this information is not as easily available to them?
Okay, so this information can be found on our website, but also they can call us on the other lines that are known to them. We have toll-free lines that is 0800 385 385, 0800 285 285. So they can reach on those calls, and we'll be able to route them to our integrity team, and those cases will be investigated. But still, I'll leave these numbers with you, probably if they call in and want these numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. So what can we look forward to in the future, especially when it comes to UDCL? What are some of the things that we can get excited about? Maybe Benjamin will start off with you.
Yeah, for me, the future of UDCL is very bright. We have a plan to invest in the network. As I earlier mentioned, we've seen our demand grow by over 60% in the last 4 years. There have been minimal investments done, but we have a plan. We have approved investments that have been proposed, and all these investments are already in the plan. So for me, for our viewers out there, it's important that we know that there is a plan to improve the reliability. Our focus stays on improving reliability and connecting all our customers. But also, most importantly, for me, this goes still to our viewers out there. I request that we all become the ambassadors of this organization. We have so many issues that happen on the network. We have an issue of vandalism, for example. So my ask to the community is that how can we become ambassadors for this organization? All of us, when you see something, say something, because at the end of the day, if we don't protect this infrastructure, it costs us as Ugandans, because all the money that would be put in other investments is actually
has to go to repair the thing.
It ends up being wasted in preparing, for example, vandalized equipment. We have areas where they've vandalized transformers. You said you had an outage in your area some time back. They vandalized conductors, they vandalized cables. There's a lot of power theft. People have died on the line because of power theft. So for me, I think the whole point is how do we protect the infrastructure? How do we ask the public to become ambassadors of this infrastructure?
So from what I'm hearing you say is that we all have a responsibility when it comes to our own electricity, to take care of it, to make sure. So can people still call the same number if they see something, for instance, when it comes to vandalism, or if they know somebody that is illegally making connections? Is that the number to dial as well?
Number 0312 330 377. That is our whistleblower line.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts for you, Benjamin? Any final thoughts for you, Ivas?
Well, for me, my final thoughts would be, as I'd mentioned, it's also important for the people to know that we are in a very funny season. The rainy season has started. And we expect lots of faults probably on the network for one reason or the other. So I think it's very important for the community, for the public, for our viewers to be very keen when it comes to safety. In case you see a fallen pole or a fallen conductor, sorry, broken pole or a fallen conductor or any sparks or anywhere, as Ivas has mentioned, please feel free to call our lines 0800
385 385 285
285.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important given this rainy season that has started.
And Ivas, from a customer experience point of view, is there anything that you'd like your customers to know?
Yes. My ask from our customers, first of all, our customers are partners. Like Benjamin said, we are partners in this. Report anything you see is unusual on the network, kindly report. And then also our mandate as UDCL is to support this nation into growing into an economic empowered country, but also to support the livelihoods of our citizens. So our mandate is very clear, and we are promising that this is just going to get better. The outages we've talked about will reduce. And yes, let's have this partnership. It's very important for us, for our business.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, if there's one thing you can take out from this conversation is that we all have a responsibility. And as Benjamin has already mentioned, let's all be ambassadors, because electricity is not just about power lines and infrastructure. It's really about the experience that customers, you and I, have every single day, whether that's getting connected, receiving timely information, or even during an outage, or even being protected from fraud, as we've discussed this morning. These are issues that affect livelihoods and all of us in different ways. And so if today, for anything, decide to become an ambassador and take responsibility as well, because this is something that is ours. Thank you again to Evas and Benjamin for joining us this morning from UDCL, and thank you for joining us this morning on the breakfast meeting. May the Lord bless you, keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Goodbye. God bless.
Thank you.
NBS Tonight, brought to you by
What does it take to turn a raw structure into a home in the sky? We go beyond the walls of a condominium under construction to uncover the thinking behind vertical living.
The condominium is designed to ensure that it fits the needs of the client and also fits the communal needs.
As URA extends IFRIS to the industry, what does it mean for the people building, buying and renting property?
What we have been seeing is that largely our sector has been a little bit informal, whereby a lot of transactions have taken place without necessarily being properly structured like we see maybe in other developed economies.
Plus, we take you to the BuildCon Expo, where the construction industry's biggest players showcased the ideas and solutions shaping Uganda's built environment.
This PDM is to get all of you out of poverty. That's why we said 100 million per parish per year.
The parish development model is designed to eradicate poverty by providing the support necessary for financial independence.
We have seen how 1 million, how much 1 million can do. The whole of Uganda is very rich. So what you call poverty is actually ignorance. We need everybody to come up.
Let us all take advantage of the conducive prevailing atmosphere of political stability, peace and security to ensure that all our people come out of poverty.
And I've told the banks to stop deducting from the 1 million. You must get the 1 million full. The government is the one which will pay the bank charges.
Now, the number of stools in this Matoke enterprise are 1,000. They are on 1 acre. And we harvest 17 bunches every day. The money that we get from this Matoke, after selling each bunch at 15,000 shillings, for the whole year, we get 91.9 million shillings. So I want to encourage all the people of Teso also to change the mindset and adopt to new crops which were not traditionally grown here.
We emphasize 2 words, wealth and jobs. This PDM is to get all of you out of poverty.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
The playground has moved. More than a third of Uganda is online now, and half the country is under 18. 1 in 5 Ugandan children face cyberbullying. Most never tell anyone. It can look like trolling, body shaming, even grooming. Different harm, same silence. Be a cyber hero. Protect a child online the way you would in person. Mute it, report it, check on them. A hero doesn't have to be big. They just have to do something. Be a cyber hero.
Remember the songs that made you sing, the moments that made you dance, the voice that captured a generation. Now, Grace Nachimera is back on stage. Join us for the Power of Grace live concert, a spectacular evening celebrating the music, the memories, the journey, and the incredible voice that has inspired audiences for years. Friday, 11th September 2026 at Kampala Serena Hotel. Alibud tickets 130,000 shillings, ordinary 150,000 shillings, and tables 3 million shillings. The Power of Grace concert is sponsored by
eno y'ensibuko y'obulungi bw'ennyaffe Uganda. Ensozi ezigulumidde n'ebibira ebiziyivu kyokka nga bikwesa zaabu. Wali olabye ku mazike wakati mu kiragala, obuwangwa n'ennono ebyewuunyisa, ebibuga, ebinyonyi, obutonde obweyagaza, kw'ossa amazina n'embeera z'abantu, byonna mu puroguramu Lambula.
Uganda muwulire ekitabangawo bajjukira process ekutuusaako Irene Namatuvu atuuse mu Kampala ku Serena Hotel nga 21 August musajja atuumye Strong Woman live okuyira emitwalo 10 yebye emitwalo 15 ku gate ate badi emitwalo 10 ate emmeeza ya milioni 3 ticket zitundibwa ku Passport ku John Color Solutions ne ku Serena Hotel wennyene Irene Namatuvu yasinga mu kyabayita authentic Ugandan rhythms enkuba ya Afro Pop egatta engoma ya wano n'ekidongo ono ya Afrima Award winner best female artist mu East Africa choreography ya Irene Namatuvu screen stage n'amataala 21 August Serena Hotel mwana watu n'abamuwerekeddeko fogo kalempiza bimami bijje be Strong Woman ebikoze sente z'ekikazi twagala byana bya Scoba bimadulo
kyoza sente ziwawereza ku simu zabaddemu ekicupuli ky'etaano wereza endala
twagidwa KCB Bank Newman's abakola obumpwatimpwati Victoria University Uniform Pepsi Mount Caleb International School Bwalula Geneva Logistics Afro Mobile Nesanyuka TV.
What if creativity had a home? Welcome to Next Creator, where creators, brands, and audiences connect. Step into the Content Hub, a space built for creators to dream, learn, and produce with state-of-the-art equipment and a virtual studio. Discover Next Influencer, the platform that vets and connects influencers to brands and delivers real results through data and reporting. Share your music with the world through Yuga Tunes, your go-to music distribution platform, and experience it all on Afro Mobile, the streaming platform that brings every story to life. From creators to audiences, from brands to stories, when we come together, creativity truly comes to life. Next Creator, create what's next.
abanyamusalenda abanyamukaka mukowa mawuno anguse n'omwana w'omukanatinamu inimase ine mbalala nga 5 Septemba 2026 kokuyingira kugenda kwa mutwa